Okay. Only because Andrea hates showing clips on this show. I have 2
I
clips
don't.
lined up.
I make fun of it.
Do
I
you
love
want
it.
to?
I love the clips.
We
Give me
could
more.
watch Colin Allred
Oh, I'd rather not.
against Ted Cruz. Just a
Ooh.
clip.
Ooh.
And there's something at the end that made me go, "What? You just ruined it." And then
The only thing I know about that guy, one, bald, and I hate to say it, but two, threw trans people under the bus. I also hate to say it. That's why I brought up the bald.
I feel like
football player.
I feel like there's a degree of I can be as Republican as you, dude, but I'm better than like as a Democrat, I'm a better Republican than you. You know what I mean? There might be
that's
a degree
kind of
of that.
true, though.
But I want, I know, unfortunately, but I want, I want people to win on our values. But anyway, I do want to see Ted Cruz lose, and it was humiliating, this clip. So anyway, we don't have to watch it.
Yeah, no, let's put
Do you
it
want
on.
to? Because I have another one we
absolutely.
can watch too. Okay.
We got to raise awareness for. No, never mind.
Anyone here from Texas should be voting this way anyway, I assume. But let me check the volume. Here we go. Can everyone see that? Their faces look kind of funny here. Well, Ted Cruz always looks funny.
Oh, yeah. Hey, baby, do it. Dang it.
I have to say, you can't be for the mob on January 6th and for the officers. You can't. And it's not funny. Because you're a threat to democracy.
Good man.
Sure. I was on the House floor when we went through the votes. I remember when you objected to the results in Arizona. Y'all at home might remember where you were on January 6th, what you were doing. I know where I was, and I know where he was. I remember when they told us to reach under our seats for these gas masks. I didn't know we had, because they had deployed tear gas in the rotunda. The officers locked all the doors. We barred the doors the president walks through to deliver the State of the Union with furniture that we usually use to hold paper. And I texted my wife, Allie, who was 7 months pregnant with our son, Cameron, and at home with our son, Jordan, who wasn't yet 2. Whatever happens, I love you. And I took off my suit jacket, and I was prepared to defend the House floor from the mob. At the same time, after he'd gone around the country lying about the election, after he'd been the architect of the attempt to overthrow that election, when that mob came, Senator Cruz was hiding in a supply closet. And that's okay. I don't want him to get hurt by the mob. I really don't. This election is his accountability. You cannot just be patriotic when your side wins. If for the first time in 250 years, this project of ours, this shared American project, that we did not have a peaceful transfer of power, the folks responsible have to be held accountable. That's why Liz Cheney has endorsed me, has got involved in this campaign, and is saying to Texans everywhere, do not put Ted Cruz back in a position of authority.
The Liz Cheney thing at the end, it's like, hey, dude, you're doing pretty good. That broom closet line was pretty slick.
Oh,
that's why Liz Cheney endorsed me. Why is everyone bringing up Liz?
Smart.
She's not in. What'd you say? It's smart.
Yes.
Okay, dude. You're just being contrary now. That's not.
Oh,
okay, is it smart?
Look at Jake. Look at this. He grew out the mustache just for this. He's going to start twirling it right now.
It's smart. Yeah. No,
I went in the bathroom
and
I covered my nose and I blew out as hard as I can. Just
okay, real quick, real quick, Jake. Are you saying that there are people at home going, "How come no one's touted the Liz Cheney?"
If he didn't, I would have.
Oh shit!
No, but I'm saying, are you saying that voters in Texas are like, why isn't anyone bringing up Liz Cheney? This is so wrong. I would vote for him if he would. No, I'm saying,
not supposed to make you happy.
Okay, I'm trying. It's not about me. It's about Texas. I'm trying to figure out why he would bring up Liz Cheney in Texas running against Ted Cruz. What's the value to getting more votes, to garnering more votes on his side?
Republicans who think they are reasonable. They're not because they're Republicans, but Republicans who think they are reasonable. There are a group of Republican voters who think MAGA is crazy, and they're right for that. And they saw January 6th, and they're like, oh, that's not cool. And you should be hammering home the fact that the Republicans running right now cannot coast off of the reputation of being a sane political party. They never were, but they had a reputation of being a sane political party. The Republicans running now are not that, and that case has to be made again and again. Liz Cheney made it very easy to make that case, and It came at no price. It's the only decent thing she's ever done in her whole life, as far as I'm concerned. Is stand
And she
against
personally gets no concessions for it. I
no,
said that
yeah,
before.
and so that it's just smart strategy. You
Okay, but
you
here's
shave off Ted Cruz votes.
Here's where
Liz
I'm just gonna
Cheney
go in
belongs
on
to a
you for a
family
second,
that
though.
did steal an election. That's the thing, though.
Yeah, I mean,
is
these
they're
people are fucked up.
embracing people that stole an election as a way to counter people that tried to steal an election. Doesn't really make any fucking sense to me. I don't know.
So here's the thing, Jake. I feel like I never know where you're going to go with this, because on the one hand, we should be trying to win them over. On the other hand, fuck them. We can't be friends with them. And it's smart to reference Liz Cheney because we get their votes. This is where I don't. I feel
These
like
are all internally completely consistent. We should be winning.
No, but
the
I'm saying
political
obviously
battle.
I don't see that. Is
Yeah,
my point.
but-
So
but-
saying that doesn't help me
But I've
realize.
said it. I've explained it before. I'll take another whack at it because I've done a poor job. Clearly, there's a difference between allying with someone politically and being their friend, or even being their entertainer, for that matter. I will certainly not be the last two with Republicans, and just because I can't, I'm not capable of it. It doesn't mean we don't necessarily align politically on some issues, and I would argue on some rather fundamental issues, like whether or not the country we live in should be a democracy. And I think mixing those up, is a real problem for any political party, but especially the left. We shouldn't be like, oh, I despise Liz Cheney, and so I must reject every gift she gives.
No, I didn't. I'm not even saying that, because I don't know if it's not smart or smart for Kamala Harris to do it. I don't really care if she does it or not. At the end of that debate segment where he has clearly owned his opponent, he added that. And you think that is like a cherry on top? Because I think it's not valuable. Like, it's like, okay, dude. I mean, maybe they were talking about it already, and that's why he brought it up. I haven't seen the whole debate.
He's trying to create a sound clip, basically, where he can take as many votes away from Ted Cruz as he possibly can. In just talking about it in terms of strategy, in that sound clip, I don't think he was trying to build votes for himself. He was trying to take them away from Cruz. So he's like, Cruz is a coward. Facts. Liz Cheney, who is as right as you get, doesn't support this guy. Facts. It's because all the through line there was because he's a traitor. Facts. He made that point, I thought, very well, and I thought that Liz Cheney was an appropriate mention at the end there, especially since the goal was to take away, really not even get them to vote for Allred, but get moderate Republicans to say, I'm not going out to vote today.
Okay, I'm trying to think of a case where this would not be the same. Mike Lindell is like, you know what? I was fucking wrong. Trump is horrible. He tried to.
Could I?
He duped me.
I hate to interrupt you, Letterhack, but can I do an impression of somebody who, let's just say, like, they're watching the debate, and they're an undecided voter, right? One of my favorite groups of people, and they're watching this debate, and they hear whatever that guy's name is, Allred. He's wearing a blue suit, so it's clearly not true. And they're watching him bring up Liz Cheney. So this is what the average reaction will be of people watching that debate when they hear Liz Cheney. All right.
I think
she got us good.
That's the average person who is it going to deter Democrats from voting for him or just sitting it out? Because Andrew's talking about undecided voters. Is it going to be like, oh, well, fuck this guy? Might as well have Ted Cruz in there.
No, because an undecided voter, then if they're an undecided
talking
voter
about normies.
who leans Democrat, then they don't have any idea what he's talking about with Liz Cheney. And
so what if it was Mike Lindell?
If it was,
who started endorsing Democrats, and he's like, and that's why I'm proud to have Mike Lindell's endorsement. Like, I'm trying to think of like when you would be like, dude, no, just
there. I mean,
send him a little note that says thanks, and don't bring it up.
It would be David Duke, actually. I wouldn't brag about that. I
Yeah.
would brag about the Mike Lindell thing, and the reason why is kind of the same as Liz Cheney. It's somebody who was known publicly to be part of the same, I don't know,
I hear you.
political group who has left that group because it's too crazy.
I just think it's personally what I don't like about politics. I wish that it was just a thing where everyone was trying to do the right thing and not create these like
Yeah,
fucking weird alliances that just drive home the fact that it's a small club and we're not in it, but we're supposed to vote for them.
yeah. This era has got to end, and I think we're seeing the very end of it. Because I'm there with you 100%. In a sane campaign, if Democrats weren't just relabeled Republicans, essentially slightly nicer Republicans, or at least in terms of packaging, then yeah, it would be like, why the fuck is Liz Cheney even a thing? But in this case, it is talking about an actual coup. Like,
One more
we have
question.
to deal with this.
One more
Yeah.
question for you.
Yeah.
I don't know this or not. I just came up with this hypothetical.
Mhm.
What do you think? Because what we're really trying to do here is I think there's more value in getting people who don't vote to participate and come out for Democrats than just trying to like scrape for Republicans to come over to our side. I think there's more people out there, more potential to get a larger group if you go for the undecided and the people who are just trying to sit it out by saying Liz Cheney, ew. Do you think that would then people would be like, yeah, fuck Liz Cheney. Okay, I'll vote for Harris. Or do you
Not at
think that yeah, let's bring Liz Cheney out on stage and maybe we'll get some Republican votes? Like, what do you think is more
No,
valuable?
and it would discourage others, like other quote unquote normie Republicans.
I mean, in theory, they're trying to get Republicans to vote for them who currently won't, right?
I mean, I think that's what they'll say in interviews, but I think the actual strategy is just to get them not voting for the traitors, basically.
Trying to get people to not participate.
Yeah. I mean,
This is a
I'm
fucking
okay with
known strategy. I can't stand it. It just
I mean,
so they're
it's one
saying I
thing-
got Liz Cheney's endorsement. I'm proud of it in the hopes that Republicans will be like, I won't vote for Republicans, but I'm
I mean,
also not
we
going to
can
vote for
nitpick
Democrats.
over whether or not he should have said he was proud of it. But I think mentioning that Liz Cheney, a very, very right-wing person, no longer supports this party should be done over and over and over again.
Okay, let's promise each other that we're going to try and figure out how many votes they got because of Liz Cheney, if possible. We have to be able to figure this out or I'll never be happy again. I need to know, wow, that made a difference, or well,
Let's
okay,
do it.
we hope they're going to get some votes from this. Otherwise, I don't know how many. I don't know. Did it make a difference? Who knows? Like,
Let's
I
do it from
really
the autopsy table as we are looking at the corpses of the
Yeah,
Republican
exactly.
and Democratic Party who died strangling each other, and we live in the utopia that exists without them.
I'm
I
so
can't wait
sick
for
of
them both to
people
be gone.
saying it makes sense and it's a smart move and not being able to say, told you, right? Like, at least give me the I told you so. At least be that annoying to follow through with the numbers later and go, see, Matt, you're a fucking dummy. Like, I really need that.
Well, wait a minute though. Because I don't see how I haven't convinced you of this. Like,
There are going to be
what
votes.
negative for all right, Colin Allred, he's a centrist Dem in Texas. What downside is there for mentioning the fact that
No,
Liz
it's just
Cheney
like,
doesn't support the other guy?
I kind of feel like that's what I mean. Like, it might not matter. And for all I know, Liz Cheney was part of a conversation that was going on during that debate. I haven't seen the whole thing, just that clip. So there might have been some other reason he brought it up. But I feel like the first thing that occurred to me was like, oh, he's just doing that because Harris did it. He's just bringing that up because Harris brought Liz Cheney out on stage. And it's like, this is what we're going to do this time is we got a Republican on our side. You guys, look, we can be Republican too. we're making alliances where Republicans do not make alliances like that. Do you know what I mean? And it's like Liz Cheney's doing it because she
Yeah.
got voted out of office. Like
Well,
that's kind of safe for her, and she doesn't get anything out of it except some reform.
I
And
mean,
he's really not like a good guy, you know? Okay,
it makes
yeah,
me
Trump bad,
really nervous
obvious.
that the reason they did it isn't inherent. Because to me, and that just tells me that I might have interpreted it wrong, or they did a poor job of messaging. But to me, what it says is, look how crazy the Republicans that are left are. The Republicans that remain are. Look at how crazy they are. Liz Cheney doesn't support them. Dick Cheney, guy who put us into war for 20 years, doesn't support him.
I think
That's
they're
what it
just
says.
I think they're just more we are voting against Trump and not really voting for the things that matter. I
Yeah.
think they're supporting Harris because they're against Trump, and as soon as he's out, they go back to being Republican. It's like those guys who testified on, you know, for Liz Cheney, right? She requested it during the hearings for January 6th, and they testified against Trump. And then right away they said, you know, would you vote for him? And they're like, if he runs against Biden, hell yeah. And it's like, well, wait a second.
Well,
Guys
not
just
quite like
said, no, that's what it was. They sat there and said that Trump had done all this bad stuff and that he was responsible for the insurrection.
I know that happened.
And then as soon as they got in the hallway, they said, would you vote for him again? They said, yeah.
The difference being
His name was Russell or something.
Yeah. And he got that's the same guy that got not only death threats, but I'm pretty sure that's the guy whose terminally ill child was getting harassed by
it's bad.
by MAGA. But it's not this like that though, because specifically she's not supporting Trump. And it
No, but I'm
says
saying she would
so
just go back to voting Republican, and that is,
Yeah.
as we
I see.
agreed,
But
not
then-
good. So without Trump,
yes,
she's
but
not supporting.
what are we
Democrats.
doing? Like we got to preserve the democracy for an election, and
Yeah.
to have somebody come out making the case that these people are so extreme that even though our politics are from the same party, we don't support them.
Yeah, it
I
does
can't
always
think
come
of a
back to that.
better message than that.
I mean, under the circumstances, maybe not, but
to me, you know what this feels like? This feels like two dudes who are in a sinking ship, and all we have to plug the hole with is like different types of cake batter. We just have sacks of cake batter, and it's like debating.
I can tread water for 24 hours, my man.
Well, good for you. I can't.
No.
So I hope we plug this hole. And we're like, do we stuff it full of angel food cake or chocolate whatever cake? And it's like, man, we shouldn't have to deal with these problems.
No.
It sucks that we do.
It's angel food cake that is not past expiration date, or angel food cake that is past expiration date.
Yeah.
That's the more accurate analogy. Let's
really,
because there's nothing wrong with chocolate cake. Okay. Do you want to watch another clip, or are you tired?
Let's do one more. I'm a little tired, but let's do one.